On the day I was guarding the Elohim of my father Terah and the Elohim of my brother Nahor, while I was testing to find out which Elohim is in truth the strongest, I then Avram, at the time when my lot came, when I was completing the services of my father Terah's sacrifice to his Elohim of wood, of stone, of gold, of silver, of copper, and of iron, having entered their temple for the service, I found an Elohim named Maramoth, carved from stone, fallen at the feet of the iron god Nachim. And it came to pass that when I saw it, my heart was perplexed, and I thought in my mind that I, Avram, could not put it back in its place alone because it was heavy, being made of a big stone. But I went and told my father, and he came in with me. And when we both lifted it up to put it in its place, its head fell off, even while I was holding it by its head. And it came to pass when my father saw that the head of his Elohim, Meramoth, had fallen, he said to me, Avram. And I said, Here I am. And he said to me, Bring me the axes and the chisels from the house. And I brought them to him from the house. And he cut another Maramoth from another stone without a head. And he smashed this head that had fallen off of Maramoth and the rest of Maramoth. He made 5 other Elohim, and he gave them to me and ordered me to sell them outside on the town road. I saddled my father's ass and loaded them on it and went out on the highway to sell them. Behold, merchants from Fandana of Aram were coming with camels on their way to Mitraim to buy cochineal from the Nile. I asked them a question and they answered me, and walking along I conversed with them. One of their camels screamed, the ass took fright and ran away and threw off the Elohim. 3 of them were crushed, and 2 remained intact. And it came to pass that when the Aramim saw that I had Elohim, they said to me, Why did you not tell us that you had Elohim? We would have bought them before the ass heard the camel's voice, and you have had no loss. Give us at least the Elohim that remained, and we will give you a suitable price. I considered it in my heart, and 2 paid both for the smashed Elohim and the Elohim which remained. But I had been grieving in my heart, how would I bring payment to my father? I threw the 3 broken Elohim into the water of the river Gur, which was in this place, and they sank into the depths of the river Gur and were no more. As I was still walking on the road, my heart was disturbed and my mind distracted. I said in my heart, What is the inequality of activity which my father is doing? Is it not he who is Yah for his Elohim? Because they come into being from his sculpting, his planning, and his skill. They ought to honor my father because they are his work. What is this food of my father and his works? Behold, Maramoth fell and could not stand up in his sanctuary, nor could I myself lift him until my father came, and we raised him up, and even so we were not able to do it, and his head fell off of him. And he put it on another stone of another Elohim, which he made without a head. And the other 5 Elohim which he got smashed in falling from the ass, who could not save themselves and injure the ass, because it smashed them, nor did their shards come up out of the river. And I said to my heart, If it is so, how then can my father's Elohim Maramoth, and which is made from another stone, save a man or hear a man's prayer or give him any gift? And thinking thus, I came to my father's house, and I watered the ass and gave him hay. And I took out the silver and placed it in the hand of my father Terah. And when he saw it, he was glad and said, You are Barak, Abraham, by this Elohim of my Elohim, since you have brought me the price of 4 the Elohim, so that my labor was not in vain. And answering, I said to him, Listen, Father Terah, the Elohim are a berakah to you, because you are an Elohim for them. Because you made them, for their berakah is their perdition, and their power is vain. They did not help themselves. How then can they help you or Barak me? I was good for you in this transaction, for through my good sense I brought you the silver for the smashed Elohim. And when he heard my speech, he became furiously angry with me, because I had spoken harsh words against his Elohim. But having pondered my father's anger, I went out. And afterward, when I had gone out, he called to me, saying, Avram. And I said, Here I am. And he said, Up, gather wood chips, for I was making Elohim from fir before you came, and prepare with them food for my midday meal. And it came to pass, when I was choosing the wood and chips, I found among them a small Elohim, which would fit in my left hand, and on its forehead was written, the Elohim Barasat. And it came to pass when I put the chips on the fire in order to prepare the food for my father, and going out to inquire about the food, I put Barasat near the enkindling fire, saying to him threateningly, Barasat, watch that fire does not go out before I come back. If the fire goes out, blow on it, so it flares up. I went out, and I made my counsel. When I returned, I found Barasat fallen on his back, his feet enveloped by the fire and burning fiercely. And it came to pass when I saw it, I laughed to myself and said to myself, Barasat, truly you know how to light a fire and cook food. And it came to pass, while saying this in my laughter, I saw that he burned up slowly from the fire and became ashes. I carried the food to my father to eat. I gave him wine and milk, and he drank and enjoyed himself. And he barak Maramat, his Elohim. I said to him, Father Terah, do not barak Maramat, your Elohim. Do not praise him. Praise rather Barasat, your Elohim, because as though loving you, he threw himself into the fire in order to cook your food. And he said to me, then where is he now? I said, he has burned in the fierceness of the fire and has become dust. And he said, great is the power of Barasat. I will make another today, and tomorrow he will prepare my food. When I, Avram, heard words like this from my father, I laughed in my mind, and I groaned in the bitterness and anger of my soul. How then is a figment of a body made by him an aid for my father? Or can he have subordinated his body to his soul to a ruach, and the ruach to stupidity and ignorance? And I said, it is only proper to endure an evil, that I may throw my mind to purity, and I will expose my thoughts clearly to him. I answered and said, Father Terah, whichever of these Elohim you extol, you err in your thought. Behold, the Elohim of my brother Nahor, standing in the Kodesh sanctuary, are more venerable than yours. For behold, Zukaios, my brother Nahor's Elohim, is more venerable than your Elohim Maromath, because he is made of gold, valued by man. And if he grows old with time, he will be remolded. Whereas Maromath, if he is changed or broken, will not be renewed, because he is stone. What about Yoav, the Elohim, and the other Elohim, who stands with Zukaios? For is he also more venerable than the Elohim Barasat? He is carved from wood and forged with silver, because he too is a term of comparison, being valued by man according to external experience. But Barasat, your Elohim, when he was still not carved, rooted in the earth, being great and wondrous, with branches and flowers and praise, but you made him with an axe, and by your skill he was made an Elohim. And behold, he has already dried up, and his fatness has perished. He fell from the height to the earth. He came from greatness to smallness, and the appearance of his face wasted away. And he himself was burned up by the fire, and he became as ashes, and is no more. And you say, let me make another tomorrow, and he will make my food for me? But in perishing he left himself no strength for his own destruction. This I say, fire is more venerable in formation, for even the subdued things are subdued in it, and it mocks that which perishes easily by means of its burning. But neither is it venerable, for it is subject to the waters. But the waters are more venerable than fire, because they overcome fire and sweeten the earth with fruits. But I will not call them Elohim either, for the water subdues under the earth and are subjected to it. But I will not call it an Elohim either, before it is dried by the sun and subordinated to man for its work. More venerable among the Elohim, I say, the sun is, for its rays it illuminates the whole universe and the various airs. Nor will I place among the Elohim the one who obscures his course by means of the moon and the other clouds. Nor again shall I call the moon nor the stars Elohim, because they too are at times during the night dim their light. Listen, Terah, my father, I shall seek before you the Yah who created all the Elohim supposed by us to exist. For who is it, or which one is it, who made the heavens crimson and the sun golden, who has given light to the moon and the stars with it, who has dried the earth in the midst of the many waters, who set you yourself among the things, and who has sought me out in the perplexity of my thoughts? Only Yah will reveal himself by himself to us.
Tree